What's up, people? Orseofkorse here, coming at you with another Paragon deck build. Today, I'm going to be looking at the Fae. I like this character here. I mean, she's a very good support class, and she's one of the new heroes that I think are really, really useful. Because Norbash, I'm a little up in the air with. But the Fae was actually a good hero. I think on any team, she brings some utility, some support that's really good for a team. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I went with the Archmagus for the prime card, the 65 energy damage, 1000 bonus damage. You could go tanky with her, but I went with the extra damage because she can actually hit fairly decent. She reminds me of like a Lieutenant Bellica in that sense. Like, she's definitely a support class. She's definitely for that utility, that support. But they can also pack a punch. Here I put a couple of things in her consumables. What I usually run, I'll go with the Chrono Tonic over the health potion. So I'll go this for my health potion. So that gives me +6 health regen, 7.5 cooldown. I like having an extra cooldown. And then I'll go mana potion and Scout's Ward. If for whatever reason, you're feeling frisky, you don't think you need your ward early, you can go with that cast token. But I prefer Chrono, mana potion, Scout. Keep that vision up. If you're relating with like a ADC, you want to be able to see what's going on. And if your carry has a ward, you can ward out even further. Now, this is in no particular order. I say use them as you see fit. Equip them as you wish, as you see to match them fold. But first, we got the Lord's Ward. And sometimes this is the card I start out with first, just to get that extra vision, and it gives me the health and the cooldown. So right here, 75 mana, 100 health, 2.5 cooldown. I went ahead and put the 7.5 cooldown in there, and the 2 healths give me 400 health there, and I'll have a 10% cooldown once I max it out. But the reason I go for this, of course, is the Shadow Wards. I want to ward out, my Shadow Pool if I'm landing on one of the ends there. And also, if I can get into the enemy's jungle a little bit, place a ward there so I can see them coming. So I always keep this ward, or a ward, in my decks. Mind Flow, another really good card. I like to run cooldown with the Fae, because I think that's one of her big things, is those cooldowns. So I'll go with the Mind Flow, the 75 mana. But this is the important part, the unique passive. While over 50% mana gain 12.5 cooldown reduction, that along with the Lord's Ward already has you at, 22.5? So you're looking at pretty good cooldown there. Then I went with the advanced mana and the 2 manas. And I don't know if I put any more mana on her. This gives her a pretty good mana pool right here. So, that looks pretty good for me. For her energy damage cards, I went with the Solar Reactor. And you can swap that out for like energy damage and health if you want. I went with this though for that mana regen. I like that. So I went with the major cast and 2 casts. And this one's 6.5 energy damage, 0.3 mana regen, and then 13 energy damage once you max it out. So this one is exactly the same. So that'll give me 0.6 mana regen and a nice boost to my energy damage. Now, these are the cards that I like. I'm using these cards more and more, like on all my casters. So the Ether Weave Mesh, the 22 energy armor, 2.5 cooldown. Once you max it out, 7.5 cooldown. So that's 10% right there once you max it out. I threw a Chrono on there, putting me at 15%. So that puts me at 37.5% cooldown. And then the barrier. So 2 barriers here. Get that energy armor up. The thing with these though, you might not have to use both of these. It's up to you, because if you build the deck how I have it now, you already be at 37.5 cooldown. So with this right here, if you need to build physical, you can. If you need to build energy, you can, because you may not want to build both. But this will give you another 15% cooldown reduction right here if you do build it out, which will put you over cap. So like I say, you can switch some things around, maybe with the Lord's Ward, if you do want to throw this in there. Like, you could take out the Chrono and put a health in there so that you can have the 40%. Usually I don't equip both though, I stay with that 37.5, but that's totally up to you. Then the Vine Heart. This is a card that I'll switch out for one of those cooldown cards. Let's say that I don't need energy armor, I'll go ahead and build the Vine Heart, get that extra 700 health, and get my energy penetration there. because I'm not playing her as really a damage dealer, but it does help that, you know, she pierces through that little the basic armor that casters are going to build. So I do that with a minor shot, 2 greater health, and this one is 100 health, 16 energy pen, and then 300 health once you fully upgrade it. I didn't even see that, so it actually gives her 1,000 health. So I like that card. I like to build her a little bit tanky. So usually I'll go with the quantum casing, that physical defense, because that's usually what tries to get her. So yeah, that's how I'm building her deck right now. And we'll go ahead and take a look at her move set. Alright guys, so the phase move set goes like this. So she has Floret, that's just her range attack dealing, what is that, 30 energy damage. So, you know, not the strongest attack there, but you know, it does a little bit of damage. The Untamed Growth, I like this. So she throws her little, her plant or her seeds on the ground, and like a little AoE effect comes up. So it deals 100 damage and AoE over 3 seconds, and 50% of the damage is dealt over the duration of the ability, and the final 50% is a single blow when the plant finishes growing. So no, I like that, especially if you can catch somebody like backpedaling into it. It does a lot of damage. If you pair it up with your ultimate, it also does quite a bit of damage. So it takes a little bit of timing. Also, you can pair it with your Bramble Patch. So this is her little line of like thorns that she throws in like a straight line. That's the only thing I don't like about it, is the straight line, but it does slow the enemies if they walk into it or if you hit them directly, and that's for 3 seconds. So that's a good move, especially if they're close to you. It's a good way to make sure it hits, and it can help you get away. Harvest Nettles. So this is like her little snipe move here. So it's a projectile that deals 75 energy damage and refunds the full mana cost if it hits the enemy. So it's like a free move as long as you're hitting your target. If you don't, though, it does take a fair bit of mana. But yeah, it has a really good range too, so it's really good to catch somebody who's trying to run. But it is a skill shot, so kind of think of like Decker's, you know, her stun ball or Sparrow's snipe, you know. Fly Trap, this is her ultimate. So she throws like this giant plant onto the battlefield, and after 1.25 seconds, the vines pull the heroes to the plant, dealing 100 damage. So this move is good because it can be used to engage or to help your team escape. So let's say your team is losing a team fight, go ahead and throw that down, get the enemies tethered into it, pulled into the plant, and your team can retreat. It gives them a little bit of escapability, but it also keeps people from retreating. If they're trying to get away, throw that down, pull them right back into the trap. So people, that's what I have for the Fae right now. Let me know if you have any questions. If this video helps you, if you like it, make sure to drop a like, share it out to your friends, subscribe for more Paragon content. Well, content in general, I'll be doing more than Paragon, but yeah. So people, thank you for dropping by. This is Orseofkorse. We'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.